felt a sudden powerful urge to buy something right at the moment you're told you can't have it? Or have you ever found yourself desperately wanting to fix a relationship only after it ended? It's a strange and universal feeling. An item, an opportunity, or even a person can be completely uninteresting to you one minute and the most important thing in the world the next. What's happening here? It's not a coincidence. It's a glitch in our brains, a hidden psychological trigger that master negotiators, expert salespeople, and even your own heart use against you. And it all comes down to one powerful, often invisible force: scarcity. Today we're going to uncover how this force works, and I'll start with a brilliant story about a divorce lawyer who discovered that changing just 2 simple words could solve the most bitter fights every single time. A successful divorce lawyer I know, let's call her Sandy, had a huge problem. When couples are ending a marriage, they have to divide everything they own. It's often ugly. To avoid courtroom battles, Sandy acts as a mediator. She puts the couple in separate rooms and walks back and forth, trying to get them to agree on things. But almost every time, the negotiation would hit a wall, a complete stalemate over the last, final item. Maybe it was something big, like who gets the house, or maybe something small, like a painting they both loved. Both sides would refuse to budge, and the entire deal was about to collapse. When this happened, Sandy would go into one room and say, "If you agree to this last point, then we have a deal." Seems logical, right? But it rarely worked. The person would focus on what they had to give up one last time. So Sandy changed her strategy based on a tiny but powerful psychological insight. Instead of saying that, she would walk into the room, smile, and say, "We have a deal. Now we just need your signature on this one last point." Did you catch the difference? It seems so small, but the effect was immediate. As Sandy put it, it worked every single time. Why? Because in the first version, the deal was something they still had to gain. But in the second version, the deal was something they already had, and if they refused to sign, they would lose it. This small change shifted the entire emotional landscape. It wasn't about gaining anymore, it was about not losing. And that brings us to the most powerful idea in this entire story. There's a fundamental truth about human psychology, proven by Nobel Prize-winning research, and it is this: the fear of losing something feels twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining the exact same thing. Losing $100 feels way worse than winning $100 feels good. We are wired to avoid loss at all costs. It's a survival instinct. For our ancestors, gaining extra food was a nice bonus, but losing your only food could be fatal. Think about this true story. A reporter is interviewing people waiting overnight for a new iPhone. She finds a woman who is number 23 in line. But this woman started at number 25. How did she move up? She told the reporter that she started talking to the person at number 23. He liked her expensive $2,800 handbag. Then, the woman heard a rumor that the store didn't have many phones. They were scarce. Panic. Suddenly, the fear of losing the opportunity to get a phone was overwhelming. So, she made a trade. Her $2,800 designer bag for his spot in line, just to move up 2 places. When the reporter asked, "Why would you do that?" the woman's answer was pure loss aversion. "Because I heard they were low on stock and I didn't want to lose the chance of getting one." She wasn't trying to gain a phone. She was desperately trying not to lose the chance. That fear is what makes professional golfers more careful when putting to avoid losing a point than when trying to gain a point. It's what makes business managers focus more on preventing losses than on chasing potential profits. And this fear is precisely what that divorce lawyer tapped into. She made her clients feel the pain of losing the deal they already had in their hands. So we know we hate to lose things, but scarcity does something else. It can magically make something we don't even care about suddenly seem incredibly valuable. Researchers at a university conducted a survey. Unsurprisingly, students were not happy with the food in their cafeteria. They thought it was terrible. 9 days later, the researchers surveyed them again, and magically, their opinions had completely changed. They now rated the food much, much higher. Did the cafeteria hire a new chef? Did they change the menu? Nope. The only thing that changed was that the students had learned the cafeteria was temporarily closing for 2 weeks because of a fire. The moment their freedom to eat that bad food was taken away, the food suddenly became desirable. Have you ever done this? You're having a great conversation with a friend and your phone rings. It's an unknown number, but you interrupt your friend to answer it. Why? Because the conversation with your friend can wait, but the phone call, if you don't answer it now, the opportunity is lost forever. Even if it's just a spam call. That feeling of potential loss makes the unknown call feel more urgent and important than the wonderful conversation right in front of you. The rule is simple. When opportunities become less available, we see them as more valuable. Once you understand the power of scarcity, you start seeing it everywhere, especially in sales. This isn't new. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. There are 2 main flavors. The first is limited quantity. This is one of only 2 apartments left in the whole building. They don't make this car engine anymore. Once it's gone forever. Even if this isn't true, their goal is to make you believe the item is rare. And if it's rare, our brain's shortcut tells us it must be valuable. We get that same panic as the woman in the iPhone line. That fear of missing out. The second trick is even more common, limited time. This is the flash sale, the deal ends tonight offer. The author of the book this is based on tells a personal story. He had lived near a Mormon temple his whole life and never once wanted to go inside. Then one day, he read in the paper that the temple had been renovated, and for just a few days, non-members were allowed to see a special, restricted area that was normally forbidden. Suddenly, he felt an overwhelming urge to go. Why? He didn't care about the architecture or the religion. He realized the only reason he wanted to go was because the opportunity was about to disappear forever. A thing that had zero appeal to him one day became incredibly attractive the next, simply because a deadline was attached. So here's the question we have to ask. Why? Why does our freedom being restricted drive us so crazy? The deepest reason scarcity works isn't just about value. It's about freedom. There's a concept in psychology called reactance. Basically, from the moment we are born, we hate being told what to do. We want to be in control. When an opportunity is taken away from us, we don't just feel like we're losing an item. We feel like we're losing our freedom of choice. And we fight back. This is why toddlers will do the exact opposite of what you tell them. It's why the forbidden fruit is always the sweetest. It's why teenagers in Romeo and Juliet stories fall more deeply in love when their families try to keep them apart. When a salesperson says, "This is the last one," or "The sale ends tonight," they're not just selling you a product, they're challenging your freedom to buy it tomorrow. To make up for that lost freedom, our brains create extra desire. We think, "Oh yeah? I'll show you. I'll get it right now." We want it more just to prove that we still can. The object itself doesn't even change. We change. Our desire is manufactured out of a fear of losing control. So what have we learned? 1. The fear of loss is much more motivator than the hope of gain. A simple change of words from "if" to "we have" can change everything by framing the outcome as something to be lost. 2. We automatically believe rare things are valuable, even when they're not. Think of the terrible cafeteria food that suddenly became popular. And 3, the deepest reason is our inner rebel, our psychological reactance. We hate losing our freedom, so we want forbidden things even more. When you feel that sudden panic, that intense urge to get it now, pause. Ask yourself, do I truly want this item, or am I just afraid of losing the freedom to choose it later? Just asking that question can be enough to break the spell. It gives you back the control that scarcity tries to take away. You are no longer reacting to a clever sales tactic, you are making a conscious choice. And that is true freedom. Now I want to hear from you. When was the last time the scarcity trap worked on you? Was it a limited edition sneaker, a flash sale online, or something else? Share your story in the comments below. I read every one of them. And if you learned something new about your own brain today, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden psychology of our lives. Thanks for watching.